Hi everybody, welcome back. Samantha, Kansas City Stitcher here for Flosstube 46. Today's Thursday, August 7th. It's been 2 weeks. My lips are super dry. I got some new subscribers, so thank you guys so much. I don't know what I was going to say after that. Anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with my finishes. For Christmas in July, I stitched one of my 12 by 12 starts. Was Cocoa Quaker by Primrose Cottage Stitches. Is that right? Anyway, I started this one and I started the Cocoa Quilt. I finished Cocoa Quaker. I stitched this on a 32 count Forbidden Fiber Co. linen. I don't know the name of it because it was a fabric of the month. And I lost the tag. So I'm not sure why. And I started, my dogs have dog food and they're barking at each other between kennels. So I started this one in the middle because I don't know what happened with this fabric, but it's like all weird, like on both sides, like it was runny, like it ran. And I started a Quaker on here a long time ago a Corky Quaker that I never finished because I messed it up. So, but yeah, I just pulled floss from stash. I don't remember what the floss was, nothing like that. It was close to the cauliflower. Yeah. Next, I finished, that was one of my, nope, that was Christmas in July, never mind. This was one of my 200 stitches a day, which have been a little more than 200 lately, but October Tree by Hello from Liz Matthews. I did this on a 20 count V-Stitch Me ledger. I purposely cut it this size because I plan on doing a really small, I don't need a lot of margin for what I plan on doing. So yeah. I'm thinking about starting a scrapbook and I kind of want to put this in it. That's where I was going. And this was a Mo Sale Silk Grape Lollipop? Maybe? I don't know. I love this. I started this with Stephanie Cross Stitch the Globe. That's my back. I almost kind of want to make this into like a little needle book too. I don't know. We'll see. That's why I left the sides, because I was like, ooh, a little needle book. And I don't need a lot of margin for that, because it could just fold over. Anyway. This was a SAF yesterday, a start and finish. I started this with Rebecca, Slightly Bananas on Instagram. We are doing Mama Witch cross stitch, the little ghosts. We're doing 13 weeks. We're gonna do 13 weeks of little ghosts. This is, I want to say honestly, maybe 150 stitches. I don't even know that it was that much. It took me like an hour to do this. And I just pulled floss from stash. I know that the white is B5200 just because that's what was close to me whenever I started this. One of the grays is the called for, not that because I did it on purpose, just because that's what was near me. And this brownish, pinkish color was one of my Advent flosses from Rebecca. So I have actually, I think I've used that floss for like 3 different projects now, and I still have a ton of it left. Sorry. Yesterday I also finished one more thing. This is my favorite finish this year. And when I saw Jessica JetX Stitch post her market releases and Blueberry J was on there, yes, I will be ordering that ASAP. But I needed to finish Cherry Magpie in order to start that whenever Blue Jay comes in. Blueberry J. So, Cherry Magpie is done. This is almost 1,200 stitches. Nope, 12,000 stitches. 1,200, what? 12,000. I did this on 32 count Summer Soiree by Forbidden Fiber. Nope, not Forbidden Fiber Co. Fiberlicious, Yummy Fibers. This was a fabric of the month that I bought. I don't know why I started it this way, because honestly, I think it would have fit on the fabric this way, which I didn't think it would whenever I started it. But I know that now for Blueberry J, which is fine because I can fit something else on this fabric. There's plenty left at the bottom. Actually, there's plenty left on this side too. I could probably fit some Corky Quakers on this side. But I'm so proud of this. I pulled floss from stash, mostly Anchor. I know that this dark blue is 823 DMC. I think the rest was Anchor floss. Here's my back. You can almost tell exactly what it is from the back. I was trying really hard not to carry especially my dark floss across this fabric because I thought you could definitely see it through this. And you definitely would have been able to if I had done that. But yeah, I'm gonna put this in a plastic bag, rolled up, and I'm gonna take this to the thrift store with me. And I'm gonna find a frame for this because I need this on my wall like yesterday. I'm just gonna frame it myself. I started this for Annie, EXO, Noodle in the Hay, EXO's birthday. I will be starting whatever Annie wants to start for her birthday this year. But yeah. This is so good. So good. So good. I have some new starts. First, I'm going to start with my round robin. I've only done 500 stitches on it. It's the blueprint for the Rainbow City. I printed it off in black and white. It's fine. I've done like 500 stitches on it. I'm using a sulky dark blue, $11.99, and I'm using a nice darker calling over the rainbow. I'm stitching this on 32 count R&R French vanilla, and that's where I'm at. I love this. I'm hoping to finish the rest of this month. I don't know if I will, and we really aren't in a hurry to stitch them up, but yeah. The back of this, yeah, this is going really good. I don't know why I'm showing you guys the back, because I don't normally. Jen's Crafty Corner on Instagram and on YouTube. Started the Emerald City Sow, which is a completed sow from Owl Forest. I really really don't want to restart this video. And my dogs are driving me crazy. I also have this printed off in black and white. This is a freestyle. I bought the Owl Forest threads a long time ago. I've had this style printed off for years. And when Jen posted that she was going to start this style and she asked people to join her and she put out the dates, everything, I was like, yeah, I'm in. I don't know that I'm going to keep up. It's fine if I don't. I started down here on the house. We're going, I think, in order of the releases originally. I'm stitching this on 40 count vanilla bean by R&R Reproduction. And nothing was better than putting one of my Wizard of Oz needle miters on here. And I'm 100% in love with this. I'm in love with this. Friday, Beck from Beck's Bin and I started, well, Beck didn't start hers, but I started mine. I started Design Works. The Nose is the name of this chart. The first week of August is National Clown Week. This is a Design Works kit. I am using Kit Everything, which is a 14 count Ada. This is as far as I got. This, I think, is going to be a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. $13 by 18-inch picture kit. You know, if I was smart, I definitely would have switched out the fabric, but that's okay. I kind of wanted to use the kit, so. That's gonna go away for a little while. I want the hoop out of there. Next up, Rebecca and I on Monday started Flora by the Artsy Housewife. August 4th is National Owl Day, so we started Flora for National Owl Day. I am not using the called for flosses. I actually think the called for flosses are Roxy Flosco. I'm stitching this on 32 count French Vanilla R&R. This is the other half of my fabric from my sow. I worked on this a little bit today. This is where I'm at. I pulled anchor floss, some DMC, a dinky dyes. I pulled one dinky dye for this, and it's wobbly grass. So mine is going to be, the flowers are going to be a little bit darker than the called for, but I love this, dark like this. I'm going to leave this out because I want to keep working on that. I restarted a long dog. I restarted the Jaws of Hell that Rebecca and I started together earlier this year. I was stitching it on a Bee Stitch Me 28 count, I think, 2/2, and I did not have enough room on my fabric. I was going to originally cut off 20 stitches on one side. I decided I didn't want to do that, so I'm restarting the Jaws of Hell. I already did restart it. I'm going to stitch this 1/1 on 28 count. This is also a B-Stitch Me, not the same fabric I was going to use. This is, oh no, this is 32 count Banshee, and I'm stitching this 1/1. I barely restarted this. I had like almost 2,000 stitches in on the other one, but I don't care because I plan on working on a bunch of long dogs next year. I'm following Crafty Emily on her long dog year next year, which I didn't know about until Rebecca said something to me, and I'd already planned on doing a long dog year next year, so I changed the floss that I was using too. I'm going to use Moselle Glinda for this. I'm hoping that 2 skeins is enough. Moselle silks are 17.4 yards, so I'm only using 1 strand, so I'm hoping that's enough, because it's really like 4 skeins of DMC. I don't know. And it's 1/1, so not using as much floss. Alright, whips. I pulled out from velvet to linen one day. I'm doing this on a 46 count Grace Note frog prints. Now I actually remembered that. I finished the flower. I finished this. I finished the sleeve. I started it on the sleeve. I brought this black up here. I started this with Annie too. And I know that she worked on hers this week. And I got other plans this week, but I really kind of want to just change them all and work on this, because I'm obsessed. And I actually did start this in the right orientation, because I think it will only take up this half. So I'll still have a whole other half of this when I'm done. This is 46 count, right? Oh no, this is 40 count. I thought it was 46. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Andrew, the runner stitcher, I'll have to insert my starting place for this, is doing his whip into shape. I haven't done my stitches yet this week, but I have done all my other stitches for this. I'm doing my token of love. I'm doing 10 stitches for every mile that he runs. By the time that he is done, I think that this will be finished, because I don't even have a whole page left. I'm doing this on a 32 count Forbidden Fiber Co. Lavender Fields. And I'm using a Nice Docker Calling Floss Cotton Candy. And actually, I think I'm going to have a lot of floss left. I'm going to have probably at least 2 or 3 skeins of this left, I think. And I might have 2.5. But yeah. I had page 1 done at the start of this, all the way up to this. And I think I had some of this done. I had some of this, I had this. All the rest of this has been done in this challenge. So, Andrew, you're going to give me a finish on this. I started this 3 years ago for my husband and I's 1-year wedding anniversary. So, my wedding anniversary is the 10th of September. I would love to have this done before then. And I definitely think I will. Because I think at the end of this week, we're going to have almost 500 stitches to do. Because I'm doing my stitches on Sundays. Next is, I am not going to pull up a picture of this. This is Spring Insects by Colorfully Sarah. I started this for my birthday this year. A bunch of other people started Colorfully Sarah patterns with me. Annie started this exact pattern with me. I'm almost done. I'm doing this for my 200 stitches, which has been a lot more than that this week. I just this week have finished this insect, this one, this little one over here, this one down here, and whenever I go in tomorrow, I only have 3 colors left, and one of them, I think all I have left to do with it is the bee's body. I am using a 20 count Bee Stitch Me Rainy Day, and I think that this is the 3rd thing I've put on this fabric. I think this is the last piece, scrap piece I have, and I'm gonna finish it in this hoop. This was a hoop that somebody, I think, gave me. It was like part of their grandma's stuff, and they don't stitch, so, and they knew that I did some, when I stitch at work sometimes. And they've seen me do it, so. The back of this is not that great. You can still tell what it is, though. But yeah, I'm just gonna hoop finish it and put it on my wall. I love a hoop finish. That's gonna go right there because it's gonna go back to work with me. I have not done my 500 stitches this week. I think I'm just gonna do 1,000 stitches next week. Because I really just haven't been in the mood to stitch on this week. I don't know. This is artwork by Julie Finn, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, mini Pixie Dreams. I am not going to take this out of the hoop. I am all the way across like that. I've worked in all of this. I finished out this wing. And I think I'm just going to work down a little bit more in the fairy. I've been kind of going back and forth between the fairy and the outer border. And I'll probably, next time I have to move this hoop, I'll probably move it back over here so I can work a little bit more on this area. Because I don't want to get any grid lines, so I probably should go back over here. I'm doing this 2/1 tent stitch, well, or half cross. I don't think I'm doing a true tent stitch. The back of this actually is not that terrible. It'll look worse once I start putting other colors besides 310 in it. Because I'm working all the 310 first. I haven't done my part for this week. Last week. The Kathy Barracks Quaker Christmas. I'm doing the stock, or not the stocking, I'm doing the sampler. I UFO'd the stocking. This is in my nerd tube, so I think, I know I worked on this a little bit. I know I at least did this since my last video. This is part of the next part. I can't remember, and then I gotta finish these. This is as part of this part too. I'm not sure if I finished the part before but it was this and the word peace in the, not that you could see. This is a 40 count Bee Stitch Me coconut shell. I'll be working on this next week so I can stay caught up because I was behind and I did catch up. I'm not behind yet. As long as I finish this part, I'm not behind. This is something that I really do need to work on though. This is my seasonal piece that I'm doing with Rebecca. I'm doing the beaver right now. She has already done the beaver. She's doing the eagle, which I have already done. And then after we're done with these ones, we'll each be working on the same ones because we don't have any others that we haven't done. This will be my fifth year in the woods. I'm doing this on a 36 count, Fiberlicious. My brain isn't working, so I'm not gonna try to say that. I will mess it up. I'm using all the called for floss. I don't know if I showed this in my last video. I might have had to restart it since then. I don't remember. If I did restart it, I did the lighter part of the leaves and I started it on the beaver. This is going to segue into plans. Spartan Stitcher? Is that correct? I don't know. I don't watch a lot of TV shows on TV currently. I like to watch reruns of old things that I love and I know. I've rewatched Gilmore Girls and Charmed. I couldn't even tell you how many times. But what my husband and I do watch is Chiefs football. So, I'm going to go into plans. I'm going to do football stitching. Spartan Stitcher started this. I'm going to say what I'm going to do first. The rules in mine. Because I'm not doing the point system for theirs because I don't know what team she roots for, but mine is Chiefs. That's what we watch in this house. It's what we're going to continue to watch in this house. If you don't like the Chiefs, sorry, but Kansas City Stitcher. Anyway, I'm going to do 50 points for every point the Chiefs have on the board at the end of the game. 50 stitches. I might change some of this because I did a lot. And I'm making this rules for the Kansas City Chiefs. So, I'm going to do 50 stitches for every time Mahomes throws the ball to Travis Kelce. And Travis Kelce catches it. He can throw it to him however many times he wants. If he doesn't catch it, then I'm not stitching 50 stitches for it. I'm going to do 100 stitches for every time Chris Jones gets a sack. He doesn't get a sack every game. Sometimes it's other defensive players, but Chris Jones will get 100 stitches. Mahomes has done this a few times, so if he only does it once or twice this season, great. If he does it more than that, I'm going to have to do 200 stitches for it. So, behind the back pass. He has done it. So we'll see. I'm going to do... I looked this up because I wasn't sure on the numbers because I was going to do more than this. I was going to do 10, and then I looked up the numbers and I was like, no. Because that could potentially be like 3,000 stitches just by itself, and that's unrealistic if I want to work on anything other than the beaver and whatever I'm gonna have you guys vote in the comments for the other one. But I'm gonna do 1 stitch for every passing yard. Mahomes throws the ball, passing. Mahomes' average is 288 passing yards a game, per game. So whenever I calculated it the first time, I was like, oh, no, we can't do 10, but I can do 1 stitch per passing yard. I'm sure there's non-Taylor Swift fans that watch. That's fine. I am a Swiftie, so it's... But this is a problem for the Chiefs, according to some people. It's not a problem for me because she's not in control of what they put on TV. I'm going to stitch 100 stitches every time they show Taylor Swift on the television. Which is not every game because she doesn't tend to go to away games. So, I don't know what that was about. So every time it's a home game, there's a potential for 100 plus stitches for that. So, this could be a lot. I'm going to start out with the beaver as my chief stitching. When the beaver is done and it's not time for me to move on to my next seasonal piece with Rebecca, I have two choices. And I want you guys to vote in the comments. I have Long Dog's Act of God. This is where I'm at. I told my husband I was going to let him pick, but he never came out here and looked at them, so loss on him. I started this for Kaylee Tim Stitch's birthday this year because she started it. So here's what it looks like. Long Dog's Act of God. It's massive. I have only done 328 stitches so far. 0.47%. So I would definitely love for this to get more work. However, it is going to get more work next year. So if you guys don't vote on it, that's fine. It'll get work next year instead. I'm stitching this with a Moselle silk. I believe. Yeah. Witch hat. Moselle silk witch hat. And I'll have to pick that up because I just fell. I'm stitching this. I think this is a 28 count. Oh, it's definitely not a 28 count because I'm stitching it 1/1. Oh no, this is my 40 count antique white. Nope, this is a 40 count. Or Modern Folk Embroideries Fruits of Plenty. There's what it looks like. I'm sure you guys have all seen it. I should be pulling this out and working on it for Kenny Stitch's Abandoned Sal, but I haven't yet. I'm stitching this on a 32 count Boneyard B-Stitch Me. I'm using two Moselle silks, a blue and a black. This is where I'm at. This fabric is, that's a little bit closer to what it looks like. I love this fabric. I think that this is barely gonna fit on here. I definitely should have brought it over a little bit, but that's okay. I have one page done. Hang on. Is this gonna fit? Because I'm gonna be really bad at myself. Oh yeah, it's gonna fit. Okay. I was gonna be so mad at myself if I didn't give myself a good margin. Anyway, that's where I'm at. I really want to see more progress on this. I'm using Moselle black, obviously, and Poolside. I really love this blue. I've seen so many Fruits of Plenty with beautiful colors, and whenever I got this Poolside in and I got the black in, I was like, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's my Fruits of Plenty. I originally started this with two pinks on white. I abandoned that a long time ago and then didn't restart it for a while. Okay, that's that. I might insert a picture. Rebecca and I are stitching the Frosted Pumpkins quotes. I don't know when we're starting the next one, but it's going to be sometime this month. I'm going to put it on the same black fabric that I have berry picking. It's going to be the Waves Galore. I already pulled floss for it. Every one of these quotes I've just pulled floss from stash that I was like, oh yeah, that'll work. So I have 3 Cosmos, and I just dropped that. I grabbed a Rebecca dyed floss for me, a Flower Silk, and a Weeks yellow. And then I grabbed Anchor Black, because it's in the glasses, which luckily has color all around it. Otherwise I would be stitching this on not black Ada. So that's a plan this month. August 20th, there's a moth sale happening. I don't remember who is starting it. But I bought Kathy Barrick's Winter White Moth a while ago. I'm changing the colors of it. I'm going to stitch it on 20 count, Be Stitch Me Morning Fog. I wanted this to be in blues. So I grabbed Anchor flosses. I've already put this into Pattern Keeper like this, so I know that it works. And of course a white, which I'm just using DMC. I have dropped everything today. But yeah, Morning Fog. It should fit. I'll be starting that on August 20th with the Sal. My next 200 stitches a day is going to be the Witchy Stitchers something Garden Witch. Oh my gosh, my nose. I barely have this started. This was a Jason X Stitches halfway to Halloween Sal. This is where I'm at. I think I did a little over 100 stitches, like maybe 120 stitches, I don't remember. This is on a 20 count Be Stitch Me Portobello, and I'm using the called for DMCs. But that's my next 200 stitches a day after I'm done with Spring Insects. I don't know when I'm going to start this, but I really want to. I also pulled a bunch of Anchor Floss for this. And Pirate Robin Raven. I bought this at Market, so I've been just holding on to it. I don't know why. I don't have fabric in here yet because I don't know what I want to stitch it on, but I really want to start this. It's only 92 by 46, so really, this would be like maybe 2 days of stitching. I'm not sure when I'm going to start it. I have 2 things to haul and then I'm done. First, my sugar glider came in. I gotta pay my top knot invoice for the koala that I'm absolutely in love with. And I got the floss, which I think the other floss came in the wolf. I think it came in the wolf. And then I went to Be Stitch Me. My husband had a show last weekend and we were 10 minutes away from Be Stitch Me. So Saturday I went there and I bought 2 things. I bought this wine floss and I bought this Carolyn Manning. I'd never seen this before. But I love this, and this floss will definitely work as the darker pink. And I'm going to go through my Be Stitch Me silks that I already have at home and see what else I have. Because my wedding anniversary is September 10th. I know I already said that in this video, but I think I might start it for that. Because all of these are hearts. Like they're all heart-shaped flowers. Oh, well, that's because the name of this pattern is you have my heart. I'm gonna leave that out because I wanna see if I have some stuff. That's it. That's all I have.